Good evening and welcome to our virtual open house. I am Mrs. Jarjoura, one of the new agriculture teachers down at the Cave. This year I am responsible for basic agriculture and small animal care. And just to give you a little bit of background, this is my 15th year in education. I went to a small ag and tech college in New York where I grew up and then attended the University of Georgia for my master's. I have been down here in Georgia since 2006. This is where my family is now. My husband and I are expecting our first child next month. And so the students are very aware that I will be gone for a few weeks. And hopefully that transition will be pretty easy for them. But I will encourage them to continue to email and communicate if they have questions or problems. In terms of teaching and instruction, we will use digital and hard copy materials. I think some things are just necessary to have tangible copies of, like diagrams and examples. Microsoft Teams, I'm still learning, but I'm trying to put everything in that platform. And then there's just a breakdown of what our typical week might look like as far as how many days of lecture content, how many days of hands-on, and then focusing really on their employability skills as they take this career tech pathway. We have all of our classes down here at the Cave, which is behind campus. And hopefully, if you haven't seen the Cave before, we will get an opportunity to invite you here to check it out sometime. We have the access to small animals like guinea pigs and rabbits, geckos, some other lizards. We're working on some fish, aquatics, and we have chickens, honeybees, and gardens. In basic agricultural science, this course is an introductory level, and it'll cover many different parts of the industry. So a student may one week be loving the topic, and the next week they're like, I'm not as interested. But that's so that they are highly transferable and they can move up into other courses depending on their personal interests. And it's transferable to other programs in the state of Georgia. So if you happen to change schools or anything, your student is covered. We have talked about how it will change topics, and there's some situations where they might need to be dressed appropriately for outdoor activities, wearing older shoes or bringing some to change into, sun protection, etc., because it's essential that they're able to conduct the requirements of the course, but keep themselves safe as well. Small animal care is our students in their fourth course of the pathway here at Cambridge, and most of you are pretty familiar if you have a student in this program at this point of all the opportunities that they have in front of them. They will be offered a chance to take an end-of-pathway assessment in April to earn a second graduation cord in addition to any that they earned last year. They're also working towards certain types of awards and scholarships with us, so we will focus heavily on their employability skills. And lastly, I operate a class with a show and tell method here in small animals since they have experience. They'll be expected to physically demonstrate what they know how to do, as well as explain it in written and or verbal communication with us. Lastly, just overviewing agriculture education here. It is a total program model. That's how all agriculture classes are carried out in Georgia. We focus on class and lab time, SAE, which is a supervised agricultural experience and takes place outside of the classroom to build their skills. Sometimes we call it their homework, but there are also opportunities for awards, scholarships, and grants with that. And lastly is our FFA chapter, which is our student-led organization, and really where we emphasize how they can get out, build a network, build a resume, and really grow into a young adult through our program. So we really encourage them to take advantage of that. If you or your student have questions, feel free to reach out to me. Email is always the best way, but I look forward to the year ahead for sure.